today we're going to have a little bit of a different training Tuesday, and we're going to do the introduction to some scent work. So we've got Pod and we've got Nancy with us. We've had one go at this a couple of days ago. Nancy took to it well. Pod took a little minute to get to it and get into it, but we'll show you start to finish what we're doing, including laying the scent trail and then how the dogs perform with the scents. So hope you enjoy. First of all, you walk the square, and it can be a big square, it can be a small square, but because Pod is new to this, it's going to be a small square. So the scent trail I've laid is me in a square. So now I can walk in the square, but I don't walk outside of the square. And within the square, I'm dropping little bits of treats. And if your dog is super foodie, it could just be their own kibble. So you could use this as one of their meal allowances. And it's up to you how many treats you lay, whether you lay a lot or one or two. Obviously, if they miss, it doesn't matter. And it's harder if there's only one within that square. So I'm going to grab Pod, and he's going to go on a loose lead up to the square, and the idea is he'll find it, and eventually when he's familiar with this process, he won't go outside of the square looking, because he'll learn that within that scent barrier that I laid, that scent trail that I laid, won't be any treats outside of it. So he's gone outside of it now, and now he's come back into it. And I don't guide him or tell him where the treats are, he's just got to find them, and I've just got to read on his body language when he's done. And you can see this is very slow work, it's brain work, and he's got to really focus and concentrate on the scent trail. He's going outside of it now. Now he's coming back to it. He's actually got into this quicker today than he did the other day, hasn't he, Finn?
Yeah, way quicker. She's been more impatient this time.
Yeah, she knows what's coming. You can see now he's like, okay, he's gone back to focusing. But yeah, he's lost a bit of focus now, so that's him done. So now we swap, and I hold Nancy while Finn lays a trail. So now it's Nancy's go. And the other thing I forgot to mention is you can use the same square again and again, but when you lay the scent trail, you only use it once. So the square can be used as many times as you want, but just once for the trail. You can see, like for Nancy, everybody knows how nutty Nancy is. Look how calm, concentrated, focused, slow she is, because she's working. She's not going to miss a treat. And you can see how this would be good for a dog like Nancy, who's a bit nutty, who's a bit 100 miles an hour, lacks focus. But not only is she not 100 miles an hour, she's got to focus. So this is a real good exercise for her. Laying a track. So I'm going to walk in a reasonably straight line. I'm not very good at that, but walk in a reasonably straight line, and I'm going to drop a treat right in front of me and step on it, and that's how I'm going to walk all the way down here.
Excuse me, Pod.
Good boy. Find her. Yes, good boy. That's it. He's actually doing it straight away now. Find her. Find her. Find her. Boy. Yeah, good boy! So Finn's laying her trail, and the bit I forgot to show you is once you've laid the trail, then you've got to walk straight for a few paces and then turn and loop away from Beast, go away. You got to loop away from your track to not recross over your scent. So you see how Finn's going straight, and now she's looping well away from her scent trail, not to cross paths with her. So Pod lacked focus at the start because somebody arrived and he thought they were bringing a girl for him, and it was only one of the liveries, but he got very confused. But you could see once he was on the trail, he completed it quickly, so it makes me think I could do a longer trail. And then another way of making it more difficult is do fewer treats. Then you can start adding like loops and zigzags or S shapes into the trail. Then eventually you could just walk a trail and have a jackpot of a treat or a toy at the end of the trail. And you could just keep building on it that way. And the way Pod, when he did focus, just instantly walked quite quickly and quite confidently following the trail, make me think that with his focus from the start, could potentially do a longer one or maybe a bit of a loop on one. But she's like really focused, but I think she knows she's missed a few.
Yeah.
The way she's going back and rechecking and stuff.
Yeah. She's got the end there.
Sess. Done the trail? Definitely knows what he's doing now, doesn't he?
Yeah, much better, much more focus.
The first track we ever did with him, but he didn't know what to do.
No, he just kind of kept looking at it.
Well, he kept looking at me and he was like, well, normally when we train, I look at you. And like this time, it's not looking at me, it's him finding his trail. He's missed one there. But...
Nancy.
So it's up to you and your dog how many trails you lay. We've just done 2 each in this session. You could do more squares, you could only do squares, you could only do the trail. You can just mix it up. And the idea is you could do these out on walks. So mid-walk, for example, just stop, put them on lead. And you can tie them up to a tree or a gate if you're on your own. To set the square or set the trail. So there are ways of doing it on your own, or if your dog's got a really solid sit stay, they could do a sit stay till you go and retrieve them. But a long lead is all you actually need for this way of training them. And you can see how engaged the dogs are and how much they are working their senses, and it's a very, very lovely activity for any dog, old or young. It's a slow activity. It's not high, it's low impact, and it gets them to use their little brains. So anyway, hope you enjoyed, and see you all soon. Bye.